Hi guys, I hope you're good since the last video. So this time we're gonna talk about Git, just some easy explanations about it and how to use it. I'm gonna try to be quick, but you'll be able to understand how to commit your work, how to come back if you have some different files that you had before but you just did some modifications and you want to go back to those initial settings. And we're going to see also how to handle different conflicts. So let's do the installation first, setup. That will be the first command for you. So installing Git, initializing a folder. So I'm using Linux. You can download it also if you have Windows, but here we're going to just do sudo apt update, and we're going to do the apt install git. And just to check if the installation went well, we're going to do a git space -- version, and just check the version, make a directory. So we use this command just to make our first directory. We're going to cd to the directory. That means we're going to enter into that new directory, and after, when we are inside that directory, we're going to initialize this directory to become a git directory, so a local git directory. So by doing git init, so git init will be your first command actually after the git version. So we're going to configure git globally. Just you can add your username and email by using this command, which is git config -- global, and after you put your user.name and you put your username and user.email and you put your git repository email. But this is in the case in which you have a GitHub account, but at the moment you normally don't have it yet. So just make your GitHub account, and after you configure with your username, your GitHub username and your password. Not password here, you just put the email. So your username and your email, you can configure it like that. After, for the password, GitHub is using token at the moment. So here we're not going to go into the upstream like GitHub. We're just going to stay locally in our computer and see how it works. So some other options exist to configure it actually at the system level or locally we say also. So just only in the folder in which you're working, or in the whole computer, you can do it like that. So you can see some other commands of git by typing. You just type git command in git config into the terminal and you will be able to see it. So here we have the terminal, just to show you what I did. I did the same as explained before. I installed git. I did the git version. We have here the version 2.25.1, and after that we did a folder called code folder. We moved to that folder, cd, we did a git init, git config, showing you some different, you see we can set here global, system, local, there's different settings and different commands also with the git executable. After here, your first command will be your first commit, or write command, but it's first commit. Create file with some text. You can do just an echo. You put some text in the echo, and you're gonna direct that echo into a file that you're gonna call readme. You can follow along the same. So use the same text and the same file that I'm using, but you can also customize it and use your own message on your own file. It can be a text file, txt file also. And first you're gonna add this file to the staging area of Git. So git add readme, that's the one you're gonna add. And after you commit, that is gonna track actually the state of the file at that moment, and it's gonna provide a number, and that number will be the commit number, the version number somehow, but just say it's a commit number. So git commit -m when you write a message. So because it's giving you only numbers, when you have 1,000 of them, you won't be able to know, to identify what you've done in the past. But by writing a message, explanatory message, you'll be able to go back and choose the commit that you want to go back to. And after you can do a git status just to see. Git status, you can run it also in between. So just after git add or before, and you see how it changes. So here we did it. We just did in the terminal, echo, welcome to git, readme. And after that, we did a git add readme, git status, we just checked. So it says that there's changes to be committed. So we have to commit this readme in green. Git commit m, just put commit number 1 for this first commit. And after that, you see you have a confirmation, you have a commit number. This is the first number of the commit, because the commit number, it's a pretty long one. After I did git status again, but it says that there's nothing to commit because I didn't change the file. So it has identified that the file state hasn't changed because it has committed the one before. And after, you can list changes of the file, change the message in the file, add it into the staging area again, and you commit. So whenever I tell you commit your work, that means you have to do git add the name of your file. That means you have to put in the staging area, and after that you have to do a git commit -m, and you put the message. There's a new command here called git log. So git log is going to show you all the different commits that you did in the past. So what we did here, we changed the message inside the readme. So because we changed it, we commit that message by doing a git add and a git commit. So now it's committed. The change has his own commit number. So we can see here the different commits. You see the number, how long it is, and it shows you also head and master. This is just to say where you are positioned. So which version that do you have? So here is the third commit. So I did it twice just to have more commits to show. So I changed the file twice, and every time I've changed the file, I did a commit, git add and git commit. So here we have the history, commit 1, commit 2, commit 3. And after, what we're gonna do, we're gonna restore previous version of the file. So you do a git log first. When you do the git log, you get all the previous commit, and then you choose the number that you want to reset. Here we're going to use the reset, but there's another command called the revert also, but they're a little bit different. So we do a git log, we do a git reset, we put the option hard, so -- hard, and you put the commit number. And after, you just check your readme file, and you'll see that it should have reverted. I say reverted, but I would say normally this machine should have reset it to the one corresponding to the commit. Alright, so here I did it very quickly in another terminal because I got some trouble with the one before, but I'm gonna recover that one and just use the other terminal for the rest, because I didn't get the result that I wanted to show you. So you have to be careful, and when you type in the options, you see here, for example, I did git reset hard, but I put only one dash. So I got this error telling me that it's a nice error because it's very explanatory. It's telling me that should have 2 dashes. So I did it with 2 dashes, and I got back to that commit, say commit number 1. You see it has confirmed the message. So I went back to that first commit. Branches. So check. Git branch is to check. This command is just to check in which branch you are. Because let's say you're working in a project, you are different team members, and you can create branches for each team member. So they get the work in their branches, they work on it, and after they come back to the main branch just to merge the work, and that's when sometimes some troubles happen if they're working on the same file especially. So git branch is to check the branch. After, if you want to create a branch, do a git branch. For example, here I said Creditizens, but you put the name of the branch that you want to work on. Let's say you're working on a website, and you're working on the HTML pages, so you can do git branch on the name of your feature. You can divide the work like that. So git branch backend, git branch frontend, git branch documentation, git branch. You can do. It depends how is your business want to manage the branches. So switch, you can move to the branch after. So after having created it, you're in the master branch. You have to move from the master to your new branch. So I did a git checkout. That's the keyword that you're going to use to move from one branch to another. Git delete. Now git branch D. So D means delete, to delete the branch. So you can also delete the branch. Let's say you're working on all the buttons on the website. You're changing the UI, and you work on your CSS. You did that branch called you did a git branch UI CSS. You did a git checkout UI CSS. Now you're in the UI CSS branch, and after you finish, you're done with that work. You did a git checkout. So you go back to the master branch, this checkout master, and after you do a git branch D UI CSS, so the branch that you've created before. So here I'm just showing you git branch master. It shows that I'm master. This one was to check. After I did a git branch Creditizens, I created that branch. I did another git branch to show that now there is two branches present, master and Creditizens. And after I did a git checkout Creditizens, so now it's gonna take this README file and bring it in that branch. After I did a git branch again, now Creditizens is in green, showing you that's I'm positioned in that branch. And after git branch master, let's say I try to recreate a branch that already exists, there will be an error message telling you that the branch already exists. So after that, you do a git checkout master. So you come back into the master branch, and you can delete the branch that you've created. Git branch D Creditizens. This is just to show you how to switch. But normally, before deleting your branch, you need to merge your work. So you need to bring that work into the master, and after you can delete it. Alright. Handle git conflicts. So from here we're going to see some conflicts. So let's say we have a scenario of two employees in different branches. So those employees, they're modifying the same file. They're working on the same file basically, and they're working in the branches. So at least one is working in his own branch, and they try to do the commit. You know, when you're done with your work, you do a commit. When you're in another branch, you merge your work, and after you do the commit, the conflict arises when they actually applied different changes, but those changes are in the same lines of the file, because Git is going to recognize the lines and see what sits on that line and see if it has changed or not. So Git is asking to choose which work you want to keep, which work you want to record. So you will have to delete one part, or you can keep both, or you can delete the other part. So there will be a choice to do. So what we're going to do here, we create a branch. So git branch, let's say branch about a feature in your project, so feature in our work. Let's say you switch to that branch, git checkout to switch, name of the branch, and after we're going to change the message of our file and do a commit. So So we put a message into the README, we do a git add, git commit in that branch. After we switch back to the master branch, so we come back. We change the README also in that master branch, and we do a commit. And normally this is how you can create a conflict and see the error and see how you're gonna be able to fix it. So in the master branch, we just go switch by doing git checkout master. We just echo a new, just put a new line, an extra line into the README. Git add, git commit is a nice message. And after we merge the work from the master branch. So because you did some work in your future, when you were in your feature branch, when you're coming back into the master, you need to bring that work into the master, so it will be merged with the other files. So you do a git merge, the name of the branch where you were working on, and after that you're going to see the conflict happening when the other one is going to try to commit. So here I'm just doing the story again, but in the terminal, git branch. You see here, we're in the master. We did a checkout in our feature my work, and after we just alter the file, so we change the lines, we commit, so you need to commit, and after we move checkout master in the middle here, we move to the master branch, we have the confirmation, we check the README, there's another message in the README, welcome to Git, we add an extra line, work modified in master branch, while other branch have also, I just put a message in the README, an extra one. So now I just check what is in my file. I have 2 lines, welcome to Git, and the other long string. You commit your work, so git add, git commit, because I added a line in this file, I just commit it. And after that, I try to merge the work from the other side. So in the other branch, the message was, I'll merge my work to master branch. That's what's in the README, when in the other one there's 2 lines. So the first line is different. So it's going to say, oh, when you do the git merge feature my work, so you try to bring that work into your master branch, you get that conflict message. And you can see it's very, very explanatory. It's a conflict message, merge conflict, automatic merge failed, fixed conflict, and then commit the result. So it tells you which step you have to do. So fixing the conflict means you go inside the file and you choose which one you want. You want to keep the head, you see it shows you head, and after there's a separator and it shows you what you did in the other. The head means that's the last commit that has been done, which is a little bit ahead in that branch. The other commit that you do in the other branch, you try to bring it into the master branch. So here it's just gonna say no, so it's not gonna work. You'll have to choose the one that you want. So how to fix it? I'm just going to show you very quickly how to fix it. You go in the file and you choose the work that you want to have at the conflicting lines. Then you commit your work. That was the steps that the error message were giving us. So we just follow the instructions basically. And after that we do our commits. So git add and git commit with a nice message also explaining what happened. So here I'm just showing you merging, it's impossible. Unmerge, so I can't merge. I did it again, so the message give me a warning. And after I choose here, then there, so you do sudo nano, you go into the file and you choose the message that you want to keep. And after you save the file and you do your commit. So git add and git commit with the message. Here we are. So here I choose. I did the sudo nano, you see the line sudo nano here. But after that, when I did my commit, git merge feature work, merging is not possible because you haven't merged files. I want it to the README, and I change it. I just choose, I'll merge my work to master, which was done in the future branch. That's what I did. So it's possible also that you are prompted with a file already open to write a very explanatory message. This can happen. So at this time you just write your message and you close the file, and it's going to accept the git commit. So you do a git add, git commit, you write your message, conflict resolution, merged work from future my work branch to master. So now it has accepted the work that we did. It has a confirmation, and there's a commit number for that. Look at the status. Status, it tells you that the branch is clean, so that's good. And I try to merge again my work, but it says no, there's nothing to merge. It's already up to date. That's good. So normally after this step, that's when you just delete the branch. So by doing a git branch with the option D, and after you put the name of your branch, and your work is done, so get rid of the branch. Because if you have many people to work, it's gonna just make it very complicated. So the work is done, means the future branch is deleted. So you just here showing you the command, git branch D future work. You can have a graphical representation also of all your commits. There's several options, but the one that you really need to show the graph is the last one, which is a -- graph. So you can just do a git log graph and you'll get a graph, but here I just wanted to show you with the colors. And so here you can see the history of the commits. You see how it shows only numbers, and because we put a message, we can identify what we did at that moment. So this is very important. So git reset and revert. Git reset is to go back to previous commits by moving the head to that commit. But it's gonna actually do a real reset. So you're not gonna have anymore the history of all the commits that you did in between. So they're gonna just disappear. When git revert, it's gonna go back to any previous commits, but it's gonna preserve the history. So if there's conflict, just remember you go in the file and you choose what you want to keep and change, because sometimes when you revert and you go back, it's gonna identify that there's a change and ask you to choose which version you want to keep. So if you are prompted, as I told you before, with a file opened to enter a message, just to write explain the situation with a nice explanatory message, and you close, and you will be back at that moment. So files and directories of that moment, at that commit, when you did it. So here I just changed. I did 3 files, 1001, 1002, 1003. For each of them, I put a message. For each of them, I'm going to also do a commit, so git add, git commit. So that's what you see here basically. You can pause the video and just check it in details. But I just added 3 files, did 3 commits, 3 messages, and after I did a git log. So git log here shows you see the 3 last files are created on the top, and down there the conflict resolution that we did before, and so on. You see we have the whole history here with a decoration. You can see the decoration here. You can see same, that's the same representation but in a graphical way. So we're gonna revert to previous commits. So here the scenario, it's you had an important file in the past version of your folder and you want to revert to that commit moment. That moment is when we had solved the first conflict. So there might be something happening at that moment. You're going to see it. So we have already several files in your folder. So you see we have those 3 files that I added plus the README. Let's say you realize that in the README there's something missing, but you had it before but it's critical information. you can go back to that version. It's not yet lost. So here I just show you on the right side, folder before the reset. We have 3 files, 1001, 1002, 1003, and the fourth, so 4 files, readme. We do the git reset hard. So doing a git reset hard is going to get rid of the history. But if we have done a git revert, we will keep the history, but you'll see after. We choose the commit number. So before the reset, for sure, you do a git log, so you get that number. The folder after the reset, normally you will have only the readme present. So all the other ones that we have created now, they're going to disappear. So git reset hard, we go back. It says that the head is at the moment when we solve the conflict. Remember just before when we merge the branch. We check the status, nothing to commit. We do a git log, we check. You see how the logs are not showing anymore 1001, 1002, 1003. They're not showing anymore those commits. So that's how git reset get rid of the history. And after, we just go down there on the left side of the screen. I don't know if you can see it, but I just check what is in the folder, and there's only the readme file. So all the other files have disappeared, and the readme file is back to that state. So with the same message that it has in that commit. Git revert to go back to the previous commit. But you see here, we can use numbers. We can say go back 1 commit before, 2 commits before 3. We can use it also that way. And after, we just go into the file, we choose. So we have, there might be a conflict happening. That's why you have to go inside the file, sudo nano. You choose the version that you want to keep, and after you commit it. You do a git add and git commit again. Here I use git commit with a point. You can use point or a star. That means add everything which is in the folder. But here we have only 1 file. I wanted you just to see the 2 ways to add. You can add files. So you can put a space between each file name, and it's going to add them all. Or you can just use a dot. It's going to just identify the files that have changed, and it's going to add it. Alright, so here we do it in the terminal, git revert head 1. So we just go back to the state of the file just before, so the previous commit. So in the history, in the previous commit, we had that merge conflict. So we go back to that merge conflict with those 2 messages. I made my work, and the other one, welcome to Git. So there's a conflict now between those 2. We choose, we go inside the file, we choose the one that we want. And after, you do a git add, git commit with a nice message. It says 2 insertions, 2 deletions, 1 file change. And after that, we do the git revert head. So when you do the commit, it's already reverted. If you do git revert head again, it's gonna ask you to provide the option. You see here I got the error telling me to provide the option. That's what we're gonna see after. But just checking the README file. I did a cut of the README file down there on the left, and you can see it says welcome to Git. So it went back to the version that we had before merging our branch, which has the message I'll merge my work to master branch. I choose to delete that message, the head, and to keep only the welcome to Git message. Alright, so now we're gonna see the option here. So -M option to choose parent commits. Here 2 commits. For example, you can choose to go back to 2 commits before, only if they exist. So if you don't have those commits in the past, if you have only 1 and you put 2, it's not going to work for sure. So git revert head 1, and I put the option -M and 2, the number 2, and I get that conflict. And again, it's gonna tell me create a conflict, choose your message. I do a sudo nano, so you enter into the file, you change it, you add, and you commit your work. Adding to the staging area and committing your work. And after I do just a cat readme, just to show you what is in the readme. So I reverted it back to the message that I had deleted just before. It's just to show you that we can just play with it. Let's say you deleted the wrong message, and after you did a commit, you're wondering how you're gonna get it back. Might be just messed up, but no, you can actually go back by doing this kind of commands and get it back. You reserve conflict, so you should be already an expert of it to reserve conflicts. So then you show, I'm gonna just show you the new graph down there. So git log, you put a graph, git log with the option dash graph. And you see here we have all the message saying that we're using git revert to cancel the latest commit. And now we revert it again to previous commit to recover the previous message. So use those messages, it's very important. Alright, so you've seen how to initialize your folder, install Git, how to move from one branch to another, how to delete a branch when you're done with your work, how to do commit, and how to solve those conflicts. Sometimes people just they stop using Git because of those conflicts and they don't understand how to handle them. But you need to know also different commands to go back in the history. You know that some commands, if you go back in the history, it's just gonna get rid of the history, so you won't be able then to recover. But there's different options. You can do also soft reset. There's even more options than that. But just to keep it simple, you can go back and after commit again your work in a team like that. I hope you enjoyed and that quick introduction to Git, and the challenge will be now to create your own GitHub account and to work with an upstream. So now in this tutorial you were just in your computer, so in the local. So now it would be nice to have an upstream in the cloud, or so to work with GitHub. So Git repositories, there's different ones. There's Bitbucket, there's not only GitHub, GitLab. You just choose the one that you need and you open an account there, and you can start working and sharing your work with some other people in a public or private repository. Alright, see you next time.